Hey, what's going on, you guys? So, I wanted to take a quick moment to update you on the finishing up of QSO Project Management. All right, so 24 EW4 is finished, and I want to go over my reflections on the course and what I think that are some key points to focus on. If you have never had an opportunity to see any video and you're finding me because you are getting ready to take this course, then this will be a video that will prepare you and ideally show you what you need to look for within this course. My name is Giovanni. I am a junior at Southern New Hampshire Online, and this course right here is 8 weeks long. And typically when you log in, this is what you will see is who your instructor is and the list of your courses. So what I always like to do in my videos is start with the grades. So you see why you should even be listening to me. And here is to at least look, did I get a passing grade in there, or did I get a high score somewhere in that realm of things? So I did very well in this course, and I just want to walk through a couple of things with you. First of all, your discussions. Let's talk about that, whether that is in week 1 or week 8. Your discussions need to be involved in this class. The reason I say that is because this particular professor is going to look at how you write your responses, because when you start getting to this level in the coursework, your 340 level courses, the instructors are looking for a bit more than I agree with, or something along the lines where you're just repeating what the person said. That is the first point of information I would give you, is focus on your discussion points and getting your discussion points knocked out. They're easy, 47 points, things like that. You don't have them every single week. Okay. Now, module 1, Introduction to Project Management. What you're going to do with that is you typically have a discussion post, some type of work that you're going to do in like a provided book or some type of book that the school provides, in this case, like a Mind's Edge type of book. And you're going to go through and you're going to do that work, which is what actually teaches you what they're having you do in the actual projects. So you'll do this. This is a Mind's Edge work. It is immediately graded when you get done with the course, whether you passed it or failed it. And what you will do is you'll go through and you'll use that information to do your casework. Okay. This is going to be in your module 2, this part here. So 2.1 case scenario. That's the first time that you get a case. Why this part is going to be important is because as you get ready to go through the class, this is what they're going to refer back to, even though they don't always say it in the instructions. Because what will happen is the instructor will send something out. And one of the things for me that I believe is important is to understand you do not need Microsoft Project to go through this class. And I believed at first that I needed Microsoft Project, because when you go back through the course and you look at some of the documentation, it will tell you that you're going to need some type of software. So I'm letting you know that you don't. You will need to choose a software that you would use, but you're not going to need to download that software, and you're only going to use it once unless you're going to school to be a project manager. Okay. When you get ready to go through this course, a couple of things that I want to point out. This Turnitin guide for students is an important thing. If you decide that you want to use Chat GPT or some type of software that is going to write your post or write your papers, do understand that goes through this software. So I just want to remind you, in case that's something that you don't know, if you decide you want to use Chat GPT, they get a score, a Turnitin score on everything that you turn in. So if we were to go, for example, to one of my assignments or feedback that was given, you would be able to see it. Let's take a look from Southern New Hampshire University Online. They will go through and give you the coursework. What typically will happen is if you look at the bottom here, see, this will give a score. And this score is the instructor will go through and they will say to you, if they feel like a lot of your content was based off of like a chat GPT or a chat GPT wrote it and you did not cite that you used any type of AI, this is what your score will look like. So this is the Turnitin similarity score. So just be aware of that part. So outside of that, as you go through this coursework to get back to the grades, I just kept it on my desktop the whole entire time that I was in the class. It allowed me to be able to reference back to it. Pay attention when you have these edge classes. These are easy points that you could let if you don't go through. And typically with these, you get 2 chances to go through, okay? Don't worry about it. You'll get, if you're like, hey, the first time I messed it up or I didn't reference back to the documentation, it's fairly easy. So don't worry yourself, okay? As you go through, notice in week 3, you do not have a discussion post and there are no Mind's Edge work. You just have this project 1. This is something else that I would keep on my desktop in a folder that I always keep. You're going to reference this and you're going to reference this case scenario. And that's what you're going to be writing throughout the rest of the classwork. So just let it be at that. As you go through, you'll notice you have discussion posts in week 4, and you also have some case scenario work. So what I think is interesting in this class is that this class goes through and does it has a lot of work that you need to go through and reference back and forth. That was the only thing in this course I did not care very much for. I just felt like you had to keep going backwards and forwards to things, referencing to stuff that you had all the way back in here. And you're like, okay, I'm on to a different thing where I've learned something different and I want to apply that. One of the roadblocks that I ran into was here, week 5. Okay. Even though the scores look great, I struggled with the second part, which is the status report, because the status report has to have a lot of very detailed information. And when I tell you that, I can go through and give you guys an idea of what that week 5 was, because for me, it just caught me up as I was just trying to figure out, what am I supposed to do? It just was a lot of work. I will just go through, make sure you guys see what the paper looked, and then you have to do this, and you have to do a PowerPoint presentation. So if you are a person that does not know PowerPoint, I did this whole entire thing. Okay. And this is just to give you an idea. I did this whole entire thing and then you have to come up and provide these business plans, which go with a project that has nothing to do with what you've been learning, and come up with these areas. So just understand how you do it creatively is going to be up to you, but make sure that you understand that this project right here has to be done in PowerPoint. Moving along to the next week's work. Finally, we're getting to like week 6 is more about how you're actually taking this project off the ground. Once that's done, you just have a 7, which is a huge project as well. That is going through and doing the project analysis and recommendations. Once you go through this kind of the coursework that you need for that week, this will be easy for you. So don't try to go directly to this unless you have some type of project management experience. You finish up in your 8th week and you are done. So just over 10 minutes of content and going through 8 courses. What is my overall opinion of the class? This is a good introductory class to project management. I really enjoyed it. I did well because I have project management experience. So I think that you will do great. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. I am very active there. I'll be happy to answer them if I can. If there's any content that you might be struggling with, please reach out to me. I'll be happy to help as well. They also have people that can assist you. So I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for going through this, and I will chat with you guys later.